too. Jason, are you watching Daima while you're driving?
Absolutely not. It's all sub. I can't watch it.
Perfect. Okay, I'm glad. How'd you feel about Daima so far?
Time is very mid, bro.
Don't go spoilers. I mean, you kind of can't because I already know all the big stuff. Malcolm doesn't care about Dragon Ball whatsoever because he's a lame. But
So Goku wins, right? Right.
I haven't watched since episode 11, but I know almost everything that happens except for what happened in the last episode. I don't know what happened in the last two episodes.
how many episodes?
I think there's like 24, 25 out now.
Because you're like halfway behind, basically.
Yeah, but then between Instagram and one of my coworkers, he watches it as well, and we'll talk about it. And then obviously, spoiler alert: when Vegeta gets his Super Saiyan 3, that's when like I kind of gave up on like protecting myself from spoilers because at this point I'm like, all right, bet they're doing the thing. I like it. I like Daima enough, right? I think it's way better, like story wise. It's more cohesive in my opinion than Super is. I think the constant throwbacks and like and it almost like they're taking existing like lore and expanding on it in a way like there's cracks in between different like bricks, I guess, and they're just filling those bricks with mortar. And so essentially it's making an already like expansive lore more fleshed out. Where I think Dragon Ball Super was just like, let's just keep adding cool things. You know what I mean? Let's add transformations, like just change his hair color again, and like constantly like eking out like levels and levels and levels and levels. And
I mean, Super Saiyan Blue does seem really cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Super Saiyan Blue is cool, I guess, but then like, what's the whole point of Super Saiyan God if you only use it in a movie and then immediately after that you're getting washed by everyone in the city? Make it make sense. Super Saiyan was a threat for like the whole second half of the show. Everyone was trying to get that mug. They had to get Indrigites to make that joint not. You know what I mean?
They had to go through struggle, death, everything.
Goku literally had to die of a heart disease for them not to pack him up. I mean, for them to pack him. Yeah, for them not to pack him up. Like that's how like Super Saiyan mattered, and it was significant for a long time. You know what I mean?
Makes
and
sense.
Then the reason why it became obsolete was because the enemy they had, Cell, was literally a clone of them and everyone else they've ever fought. So it makes sense why he'd be able to be stronger because he literally is them in their DNA. You know what I mean?
Right.
Versus like
Right.
Dragon Ball Super is just like this next enemy is stronger and the next enemy is stronger and the next enemy is stronger. Oh, let's bring back a villain, even though that makes no sense given the character and history and personalities and development of all the characters through 100, like 200 plus episodes. Cool. He trains once. Now he's 4 times as strong.
Yep. He's him. He's him.
He's him.
I'm out here like, this is so corny. I ended up reading some of the manga for Dragon Ball Super. It's a lot easier to read than watch. But I still think it's a lot of it just flies in the face of a lot of what was set up. And I think Dragon Ball Daima, it's way more Dragon Ball than Dragon Ball Z, but I like Dragon Ball. And I think I'm a Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z fan. So I think for that, I really enjoy the storytelling. There's not necessarily like a constant escalation of stakes, but then there's also like cool fight scenes later, as you can see through all the spoilers online. So I have to.
So you feel like it seems more grounded?
Yeah, I feel like I'll give it like a really, really good 6.5.
Interesting. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Jason, because if we look at Dragon Ball Daima's ratings, you are indicated as a hater. I just want to let you know.
I'm not a hater. I think people just rate things too high. People give everything a 7 just to be nice. What's the point of actually rating it then?
Just be nice. I feel that.
No, I'm not just trying to be nice. I really want to. Because then if everything's 7 out of 10, everything's 8 out of 10, then 10 out of 10s don't mean much either. Like, what happens when you have these goated shows and then they're like shoulder to shoulder with these trash, like, cash grabs?
Yeah, like, what can you do with all that?
And so I honestly would give Daima no more than a 7 so far, from what I've seen. More than a 7.
Crunchyroll, people give it a 4.7 out of 5. IMDb, people give it an 8 out of 10. Jason says a 7 out of 10, which is not bad. 7 out of 10 is pretty solid.
What the ratings say. 7 out of 10 is good. 6 is fine. It's fine.
Yeah, 6 is fine. Fine is fine. So
and
you're saying
5
it's fine.
is average.
5 just means trash to me. I don't care. If anyone told me, hey, this movie is 5 out of 10, I'm instantly in my brain thinking that's trash.
I don't
I'm
give
not
things 5 because I know that's what people think. But there are a lot of things on my list that should have 5 that are given.
Even like mid. Like mid, it seemed like a bad thing. Mid just means 5.
Mid means middle, bro.
Average.
Mid means middle. Middle of the road. It's okay.
Mid. It's mid.
It's all right. It's okay.
You'll put it on in the background while cooking. And if you miss something, it's all right. They'll probably explain it later. Mid.
They'll probably explain it later. Mid.
What's the most mid show you've ever seen? Or not even just show, mid media you've ever like consumed?
That's a very interesting question. I have to go down my list and see what's dead center in the middle.
Most mid.
Because if I'm rating
there was
by
this anime
score,
that I watched that was very popular that I thought was very mid.
Because Code Geass is peak. From Alchemist.
Code Geass is
later seasons of Durarara, peak. Season 3 of Attack on Titan, peak.
Fruit Basket is mid, 100%.
I still need to finish that one.
Black Clover is mid.
Black Clover is not mid.
100% mid.
Good.
If not, then it's bad. No.
Good.
No.
Because I can think of bad shows and I can think of good shows, but mid. All right, here's a show that's mid. It's like really entertaining. It's a good watch, but it's like nobody's talking about it ever again. Plastic Memories. What? It came out like 5-6 years.
You don't like Plastic? Wait, you think Plastic Memories is mid?
I said it's good. It's just middle. Like,
good.
It's not memorable beyond a certain year or two.
He was ready to fight.
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
I was ready.
An enjoyable show with an enjoyable premise. It could have done more with its premise, but it also could have been a lot worse. Execution was fine, but I had some issues, and so I gave it a 5 out of 10. Mid.
Okay, I was ready. I was like, all right, cool. All right.
Gotchman crowds. A lot of flashy animation. Also, kind of felt weak on the story, a little hollow. Mid.
What's that one anime? Psyche? The guy with the.
No. That's just like a Psyche K is peak, bro. That show is gas. I don't care what anybody says.
I might have to do a
like
rewatch.
9 out of 10, baby.
That might be a rewatch worthy.
If you're ever just like, you have to work a late night or work on a project, put on the dub in English and watch that mug, bro.
I'll check it out then.
I rewatch it every time I'm pulling a late night. Not every time, but every I guess half year to a year or so, and I end up having to like pull a late night for a project I'm working on or something.
Yeah.
Psyche K.
That makes sense.
You know,
Malcolm, how about you?
I'm trying to. The most mid show ever. I don't know. Or like media. I'm trying to think.
Boruto. You can say Boruto's mid.
Tomo-chan is a girl.
No. I love
said
that.
what?
That was a 10 out of 10.
Tomo-chan is a girl is a 10 out of 10. That show is so
for me.
boring,
Yeah, I loved
bro.
it. 10 out of 10.
I'm gonna throw.
I'm watching that mug. I'm just like, bro. I've seen this, but I've also seen so many rom-coms, bro. That I'm just like, I've seen this show 7 times and done better. I'd rather watch My Little Monster.
I thought you were about to say My Little Pony.
Well, don't play me like that, bro.
What's our rom-com horror? Who?
Yasuke, that one black samurai show.
Yeah.
That was just trash. That's not even mid. You thought it was mid?
Yeah, because the animation was cool, and the first half of the show seemed compelling, and then they just switched the vibe to this weird magic mecha thing, and then she was a Mary Sue who had all the powers to do everything without any training.
He said Mary Sue. You know what he be watching. You know who he be listening to. He said Mary Sue. You're not wrong, though. It's definitely Mary Sue.
She had super OP plot armor. Tenju Tenj is a really enjoyable mid show.
Ben 10's mid.
Tenju Tenj.
Ben 10 is not mid.
Ben 10 is a classic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we talk about Malcolm? We can't show it because they took it down. Malcolm, Jason, did you guys hear about the Powerpuff trailer leak?
I did see that mug.
Yeah.
That junk looks. I thought it was fake, bro.
Man. No, it was
thought it
real
was
because I remember they
fake.
were shooting it, and they had JoJo Mojo as a white man and a white boy. Make it make sense. Malcolm, did you hold on? Oh, I can't because they might take down the video because they're swiping out all videos and everything. But yeah, it was Mojo Jojo. They had Bubbles being like some uh Starfire from the live action Titan show.
Gotcha,
That
gotcha,
attire,
gotcha.
basically. On the street doing stuff, basically. Talking about
What?
boners and stuff like that. Yes, yes. Bubbles, yes. Um, they had
They made Buttercup black.
yep, yep, buddy. That's Jason's first notice. They made her black.
No, I mean it's interesting
Why'd
because
you say it like
they
that?
made her black and then cut her hair short. No, I was reading something while I was looking at these pictures.
He was like, "That's the problem right there." She was black.
No, it's just like
Hey, Jason.
that was interesting that they would make them different races. I guess
Oh my god.
they're sisters.
I have my.
I mean, they're sisters.
to
so
cut you off to stop you from talking. I have my
So why did
answer.
they make them different cultures?
they're sisters. So I never mind.
The DEI Powerpuff Girls.
DEI Powerpuff Girls. Is sick.
The DEI
Same
girls.
Oh my god. But Hellsing Ultimate was the most mid thing ever.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm not gonna lie. I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that.
I
Never saw it.
specifically Hellsing Ultimate because it struggled to get through 6 episodes and I'm like, this is okay. Like this is okay.
Wow.
But like I don't want to keep watching it.
I think the animation was so dope, but the story was kind of like it was just sprinting.
Yeah.
So I could say that's very mid. It's an enjoyable mid show.
I would recommend it, but I would never watch it again.
Oh, you know what? Wait, does everyone have their picks of mid shows, basically?
Yeah, that was mid
Okay.
for me.
That was yours. Jason, do you
They
have
made
anything else?
Professor Plutonium look weird. Anyways,
Yeah. Was that the one? That was. Are you talking about the Powerpuff show, right? That was a black guy, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a clip. There's a clip in the trailer where, I don't know her character's name, but it was like a white blonde woman, and she was talking to the professor, and she was like, "Why didn't you just make the girls normal?" And he was like, "If I made them more normal, that would have been weird. Not making them into like having powers. That them having powers is normal was okay, but making them actually like normal little girls, that's a little weird." And I'm just watching this entire trailer. I'm like, I can see why they watched the first episode and they were like, "We're canceling this whole thing." It was terrible. The powers were
that's
were
such a
bad.
weird premise because it violates the very first thing you know about Powerpuff Girls. The Chemical X was an accident. He wasn't actually trying to give them powers.
Yeah, the basis of, from what I gather from the first episode from the trailer of Powerpuff Girls, is that basically the 3 girls were fighting crime like usual, but they stopped fighting crime when they were younger because they killed Jojo Mojo, or I'm sorry, they killed Jojo, the father, the white man,
Oh,
and they all go their separate ways.
they
Bubbles
killed
becomes
the
stuff.
father?
Yeah, they killed. Remember Jojo Mojo? Yeah, they made Jojo the white man, and Mojo is the white son, basically. I know. I
I
know.
thought Mojo
I know.
Jojo was a monkey.
It is. They are a monkey. They are they are a monkey. But in the live action, because I guess they can't make a monkey, they're just like, "Oh, Jojo Mojo." Yeah. Yeah.
These
So-
are just the weirdest changes they could
stupid.
possibly make.
So they separated for a little bit for a couple of years.
I don't know why they
And-
even tried.
They stopped. I don't know why either. They stopped.
If they
fighting-
did a
they stopped fighting
reboot of
crime.
Powerpuff Girls, but like with a new style of animation and maybe twisting up the story, that's
It could
one
work.
thing. But live action?
Yeah,
I was
it
like,
just
the
wasn't.
Powerpuff Girls didn't even have fingers, bro. Like, I
I would
gonna
like-
make a live action, bro. They're just punching people with like nubs, dog.
I think Powerpuff Girls. I know
that
this
show
is
was
completely off topic.
unhinged, too unhinged to be live
Powerpuff-
action.
If Powerpuff Girls came back with like a nice animated budget, animated style with their own story to tell in a movie format, like the movie that came out last year, a Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles type of style, where like just a young coming of age type of story, I think it will work because to be honest, I remember watching that show. I enjoyed. They had a good rogues gallery. I was always entertained. So I think
That show was
I think if they went
hilarious.
back to it, it could work. Yeah, it
Yeah,
could
yeah.
work.
I
But
mean, honestly, I put it on. If y'all remember Boomerang Channel
yeah, of course.
way back in the day, and you would just like, and it would have. I think after a while, it started putting stuff that we wouldn't consider throwbacks, and I was just like, nah, this came out 5 years ago. Why is Boomerang showing stuff that's recent? But they had shows like the old Tom and Jerry's, the
Yep.
old Looney Tune episodes, Pop Up Girls. They even had like Yogi Bear in them,
I remember Yogi Bear, man. Oh my gosh, Yogi Bear.
and then like random Pokemon reruns
Yeah,
from like the super early
that's what
seasons.
got me into Pokemon was reruns. Yeah.
I mean, same.
Um,
I mean, none of us were there for the first season properly,
yeah,
anyways,
none of us were there. I don't think I was even made
because
yet.
it came out in '98, I
Um,
think.
oh no, I did come out there in that time. I probably was just swimming. Um,